Trump spoke to a number of world leaders yesterday. Among the first was Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And there's a story here. US leaders often reach out to their allies first. Joe Biden did that in 2020. He took calls from Justin Trudeau of Canada, UK's former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, he was Prime Minister then, Francis Macron, and the German Chancellor. These are America's most important allies. Biden spoke to Modi almost 10 days after winning the race.
Can a handshake change the world? This was the question on everyone's mind when Indian Prime Minister Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping met at the BRICS summit after 5 years of tense relations. Far from a simple gesture, this meeting symbolized how BRICS is evolving from an economic alliance into a platform for diplomacy, trust building, and global cooperation. For India, BRICS is more than just an economic group. It's a space where it can bridge complex relationships, champion the voice of the global South, and push for a fairer world order. But how did BRICS come to hold such importance for India? What makes this forum unique in balancing economic gains and geopolitical strategy? This journey through India's multi-layered approach to BRICS reveals how one country can wield a lot alliance for broader ambitions. BRICS as a platform for diplomatic engagement. 5 years they never met, and now they shake hands in BRICS. This image speaks volumes about BRICS transformation. When Indian PM Modi and Chinese President Xi met after 5 years, it wasn't just a handshake, it was a signal. BRICS isn't just an economic bloc anymore. It's become a stage for dialogue, especially for countries like India and China, where unresolved tensions are a reality. But what made BRICS the perfect setting for this? Was it the bloc's growing influence, or India's strategic use of the platform? This change hints at how BRICS is evolving beyond economics to tackle serious diplomatic issues, allowing India and China to address tensions and consider mutual benefits on neutral ground. As India continues leveraging BRICS for these diplomatic engagements, what future challenges might emerge? Could other rivalries find similar ground within the bloc? This approach presents BRICS not just as an alliance, but as a forum where the lines between diplomacy and economics blur. India's unique position in BRICS. India stands as a pro-West nation in a coalition with China and Russia, but why? India's place in BRICS seems paradoxical. Unlike other BRICS nations, India has strong ties with Western powers. Yet, it also values BRICS as a means to avoid reliance on any one alliance. This dual role lets India engage globally without losing its independence. Here, India benefits from trade and cooperation with the East while maintaining diplomatic ties with the West. But what challenges come with balancing such opposing alliances? How does India manage expectations from both sides? Through BRICS, India can buy Russian oil, for instance, without fearing Western pushback, a testament to its flexibility within the bloc. The Western-aligned policies of India within BRICS raise fascinating questions about its strategy and the tightrope it walks. If this strategy continues, how might it influence India's role in global politics? Could this flexibility allow India to redefine alliances in the years to come? BRICS and India's leadership in the global South. Will BRICS be the voice the global South needs? India certainly believes so. Expanding BRICS to include countries from the global South, such as Egypt and Ethiopia, reflects India's vision of a multilateral world. As Foreign Minister Jaishankar said, BRICS can make a difference for the global South. This inclusivity doesn't just add members, it brings diversity and a stronger voice for countries often underrepresented in global decision-making.
There was already a reordering of supply chains, which was taking place. Some of it would certainly be somewhat disruptive, but we in India perceive it as an opportunity. There will be, in a way, more geopolitical hedging. What accompanies the digital aspect of a product or a service or a technology, I think will come under greater scrutiny. Even a United States under Donald Trump will make a distinction in immigration and mobility, that for them economically justified mobility will have to be fostered.
We spoke about the rest of it yesterday, so let's turn our focus to India's neighborhood. How will Trump influence this region? Consider Pakistan first. In his first term, Trump openly called out Islamabad's double game. He accused them of harboring terrorists.
But why does India champion this role? Is it positioning itself as the leader of a new, more democratic global order? By bringing in like-minded countries, India is fostering a counterbalance to Western-dominated groups like the G7, giving the global South more influence and choices in international arenas. Will this expansion change the nature of BRICS in the coming years? Could India's leadership here alter the way global power is shared? This is a defining moment, not just for BRICS, but for India's leadership ambitions as well. Strategic gains for India through BRICS. India uses BRICS not only to gain, but to balance. For India, BRICS is more than a trading bloc, it's a diplomatic tool. Through it, India manages a complex web of relationships. The country is allied with the US, Japan, and Australia through the Quad, but BRICS gives India the freedom to negotiate on its own terms with nations like Russia and China. Why does India need this independence? How does it use BRICS to balance multiple alliances at once? Take the recent military exercises or oil deals with Russia. BRICS offers India the autonomy to act in its best interests without offending its Western allies. This balance isn't easy, yet India's adept handling shows its diplomatic sophistication. Will BRICS continue to serve this purpose for India, or will changing global dynamics shift its role? How long can India maintain this balancing act? In navigating these alliances, India is crafting its unique path in a divided world, one where it can assert its interests freely. India's vision for BRICS as a global force. Is BRICS the answer to a balanced world? India's support for BRICS as a counter to a unipolar or bipolar world is telling. Foreign Minister Jaishankar calls BRICS a statement of how profoundly the old order is changing. India sees BRICS as more than an economic bloc, it's an alternative global voice. By pushing for democratic principles within BRICS, India champions a model where multiple powers have a say. Why does India believe in this model? How does BRICS help India align with allies and rivals alike? The recent addition of global South countries like UAE and Ethiopia shows India's influence as these nations share friendly ties with it. This approach reinforces India's goal of a multilateral global order. Could India's leadership in BRICS shape new alliances? What will BRICS mean for the next generation of global politics? As BRICS grows, India's strategy may guide its evolution, turning it into a truly global force for balanced power.
We can no longer be silent about Pakistan's safe havens for terrorist organizations, the Taliban, and other groups that pose a threat to the region and beyond. We have been paying Pakistan billions and billions of dollars. At the same time, they are housing the very terrorists that we are fighting. But that will have to change, and that will change immediately.
And this is exactly what India says, that Pakistan is supporting terrorism, and Trump followed up his criticism with actions. In 2018, remember, he cut off most military aid to Pakistan. He said, first crack down on terrorism, then we can talk aid. It triggered a lot of backlash in Pakistan. Trump's effigies were burnt in Pakistani cities, so the generals will not be happy about his comeback, especially after the recent reset. Under Joe Biden, Pakistan and the US had resumed military transfers. Biden also met Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif in September. He was adding momentum to this relationship, but chances are Trump will hit the brakes. He's very clear about Pakistan's hypocrisy. That deal led to the US withdrawal from Afghanistan. He also held talks with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, that too thrice. So don't underestimate Trump's appetite for diplomacy. He may do it for the attention, but he will do it nonetheless.
As the world changes, so do alliances. India's engagement with BRICS goes far beyond economics, symbolizing its vision for a balanced global order. By bringing countries from the global South into the BRICS fold, fostering dialogue with rival nations, and maintaining a flexible foreign policy, India is using BRICS to redefine multilateralism. This strategic approach has enabled India to enhance its own influence while balancing East and West, friend and rival. But as the global landscape continues to shift, how will India's role in BRICS evolve? The answer may determine not only BRICS' future, but also India's place in the New World Order. In a world that increasingly values balance, India's adept diplomacy within BRICS may offer a model for others seeking independence and strength in an interconnected, yet divided world.